Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Coffee with Cello episode 26. Hope you guys doing outstanding. And today, as you can see in the caption, we're going to have a major announcement today. Major announcement. Now, a lot of folks have been asking me about this, and I thought that this is going to be a pretty good way that we can collaborate and see how we can explore that. So before you can get into it, you can look into the description. You can see what we're going to be talking about. But in the meantime, I definitely want to let you guys know that expressions are solely my own and do not reflect the opinions of my employer. And the reason why I bring that up is that I work for the second largest recycling and waste company right here in Metro Atlanta. So if you know someone that need help with their recycling, their trash service, or quite frankly, they just need to implement something that is sustainable in their organization and make sure that they meet their sustainability goals, I'm your guy. So thank you very much for tuning in today. Before we go any further, I want to let you know that our show is being sponsored by Restream. That's Restream.io. They have a wonderful platform that you could live stream to multiple different platforms, 30 plus, LinkedIn, YouTube, Periscope, even LinkedIn Live, like I mentioned a moment ago, and even YouTube, all at the same time, which is outstanding. And that's what I'm doing now. And you can do that on the free platform. That's one of the best things. But also, if you want to step up your game and actually get a lot of those free features like the tier that I'm on, thank you for Restream, you could download your episodes and either repurpose them for a podcast or archive it for whatever reason that you like. So thank you very much for Restream for sponsoring the show, and you can follow them at Freestream.io. That's on Twitter. And before we go any further, I'll show you a brief 15 seconds or so video about how easy it is to utilize Restream. Go to the videotape. I told you that's pretty easy breezy cover girl, so you can't beat that. So now get right to what we're going to be talking about today. Before we get into that, let me know what part of the world you guys are watching me from. Atlanta, New York City, and you guys know, say it with me, Bangladesh. And now let me know in the comments there if you're watching me live, if you're watching a restream. Definitely want to get your feedback on that. So let me know, team live or team replay. Now be sure to share this with your stream, because the information I'm going to share with you, and what I mean stream, your tribe, the information I'm going to share with you is going to be crucial on your success on what I'm going to be talking about today. Now please join in the conversation based on what I'm going to share in here. Want to get your feedback. Let me know in how you feel about what I'm going to share with you in a few moments, and also let me know any suggestions in the live stream and even in the comments. And lastly, if you watch this on a replay and you're watching this on the live stream, I need you to let me know in the comments if you accept my challenge. That's a teaser. Now, as you see the conversation, you hear something you like, please give me a thumbs up. Give me some sort of, just click those reaction buttons. So definitely let me know how you feel about that. Now, before we move forward, let me see what we got going on in the chat. Now, what I'm going to do in the meantime, I'm actually going to share a link. We're going to do it cocktails with cello style. So I'm going to put a link to that discussion right now. So let me go into the LinkedIn Live section, and let me see here. And put a link. So if you guys want to join me in the panel as we are talking, feel free to join me there. So let me put a link right now. Here it is. Let me click it. Here it is. There you go. So that's the link to join me live right now. If you want to join me on the panel. You'll be like right next to me, right here, or maybe on this side. So let me know. So that's the link to join, to access the backstage pass, to be here on the chat. So let me know if you want to do that. Okay, so now I did enough with the tease. Let me go into see who I got live. I got my dude Senor Payasera is with us right now, hanging in there. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate that. I'm going to definitely need your help with this. And some of you guys already watching this live, you can, or even the replay, you already click on the description. You already know what I'm going to be talking about. I got my dude Martin's in the house. What's going on, Martin? Saludo. I got my dude Chad, LinkedIn user is in the house. That's what's up. And I got my dude here, Denise. What's going on? And my dude all the way, the trash butler. What's going on, sir? Keith, thank you very much for joining us. I appreciate that. Again, anyone that is watching it, let me know if you watch, what part of the world you're watching me from, and also if you're watching me live. So just type in hashtag Team Live and hashtag Team Replay. All right, guys. So let me tell you what I'm talking about here. So I have an event that happens every single second and fourth Thursday of the month. And starts at 12 p.m. Now, and I co-host that with Daryl Perry, the guy with the bow tie. All right. Let me zoom out a little bit here. Oh, that's a little bit too close. So I co-host the show with him. So now the reason why I wanted to do this show or do this live stream is that if you're watching this right now, chances are you watch live stream and you might have asked yourself, hey, I could do that, but I do not have access to LinkedIn Live. I mean, if you're watching me right now on Facebook, you could go live on Facebook, but you can't go live on LinkedIn Live. Or if you're watching me on Periscope or YouTube, the same thing. You go live on those platforms. However, if you want to do business and you want to connect with people that have the same line of thought and you want to connect with them using video, then LinkedIn Live is crucial. So people will come up to me and say, hey, Marcello, either in person or even here on LinkedIn and say, hey, how do I get access to LinkedIn Live? So I tell them either two things. So you could join me on a coffee with Cello, or you could join me on Thursdays at 7:30, which is cocktails with Cello. And, we could share. And as you can see in previous episodes, I've shared my platform with a love and relationship gentleman that he has a podcast and he's promoting that. And also I have my dude, Christopher Rouse, all the way from New York City that he shares and talks about his business. And then lastly, we have a new segment, with my dude, Martin, that we're catering to business people that are in the Latin and Hispanic community. So given that said, I'm sharing my platform. Now, I do want to get a higher visibility to Link Lunch, along with identifying individuals in my network that I can help promote their agenda, help them give them a soapbox to be able to promote what they want and talk to other individuals. So this is what I'm proposing. And you can look at in the comments here, or better yet, in the description. What I'm suggesting is that people that if you join me in Link Lunch, what I'm asking individuals is there's a link to the Link Lunch event, and I'm going to post it in the chat. If you manage to invite 700 individuals to join the conversation, then what you win is 25 minutes on a segment on Cocktails with Cello, which we could do it this Thursday or any other following Thursday, starting at 7:30. Basically, that gives you an opportunity to talk about what you're passionate about, reach your ideal client, invite individuals to watch you live on LinkedIn Live, and then you could use that segment and repurpose it on your profile, and even use it when you're, let's say, for instance, if you're targeting specific customers or clients for that matter, and they ask you, hey, such and such, can you tell me more about your company, or can you tell me more how you help individuals like me? And think about how many times you've been in that scenario. You're like, gosh, I gotta make this phone call. Oh gosh, I got a meeting I need to jump into. Do me a favor. What's your telephone number? Okay. I'm going to send you a link right now to a conversation I had with Marcello on Cocktails at Cello. Start the video around 10 minutes into the show. That's when I start describing what I do for companies and how I can help you. After you watch that video, let's schedule a call so we can make sure that we're a good fit. Now, the benefit to you is you minimize the time that you're spending with individuals that you may not even have an opportunity to work with, and you could qualify them prior to investing the time. So that's the best thing. Then lastly, you can utilize that video when you're either following up with existing clients or individuals that might just came in your funnel, and you're like, hey, I just was on LinkedIn Live a few days ago. Here's a link to the conversation. You can see what we do, and I look forward to meeting with you or chatting with you next week at 12 p.m. So that sets you apart from other individuals. So that's something to consider. Now, the next tier is the first person that gets the most attendees that accepts or wants to join the link lunch this Thursday. A minimum of 1,500 individuals wins their one-on-one interview on Coffee with Cello. Now, the benefit to you on that one is even better because now you actually have an opportunity to have a longer segment, and you could literally break down your message in segments. So if, say for instance, you could actually, let's say for instance, if you are an individual, have a specific product that you engineered and are trying to get investors, you could talk about your story, why you decided to get into it. Second, what's your current stage, how many investors you're have how many products you're producing for that matter. And then lastly, you could probably talk about what the future has in store for you. So you can have a nice, concise package that you can repurpose to individuals here on LinkedIn. So think about this, a perfect scenario. You connect with a future angel investor. Mind you, this is just an example. This example obviously is not going to be applicable to everyone, but I'm just trying to give you an expectation or visual how you can utilize this. You connect with a future angel investor, and you have to connect with them, and you're sending a video via DM, say, hey, Patrick, thank you very much for connecting with me. Hey, Angela, thank you very much for connecting with me. I wanted to introduce myself, yada, yada, yada. And then afterwards, you can send them a link after you already have a conversation and say, hey, I have a video because I did a Coffee with Cello. He interviewed me several days ago, and it really details what our mission is. And I'd love for you to watch that video before we sit down and have our Zoom call. So then you'll be better equipped and make sure that our conversation and our meeting is optimized for that matter. So think about that. So consider, and then lastly, the first person that manages to get 2,500 individuals to accept to be a part of a link lunch this Thursday at 12 p.m., they are going to get the ability for me to work with you to produce your own LinkedIn live show. And you're thinking, okay, that sounds good, Marcello, but you don't work for LinkedIn. So how are you going to be able to give me my own LinkedIn live show? Easy. I have a platform, and you might have heard about this called remote producing. And that's really all the rage. A lot of people are doing a lot of the remote producing here on LinkedIn. A good friend of mine, Gabriel, he's doing a lot of that as well right now. So think about this, right? We sit down, it'll take a few days, maybe even a few weeks to come up with the idea for your show, unless you already have it. Then what we could do is we actually I help produce it. Help produce it and promote it. And you do the same on your end. Now, at this point, I will sit back behind the curtains, and you will be the host. You invite your guest, and I'm actually controlling everything, answering people's comments, managing the different slides, keeping the conversation going. All you have to do is show up and smile. It's pretty easy. So now consider that and look into that. And if you're not familiar with that process called remote producing or remote hosting, that's what's all the rage right now on LinkedIn and different social media platforms. So again, If you manage to get 700 people to agree to come on to Link Lunch this Thursday, you get your own segment, 25 minutes on cocktails with cello. Now, the first person that gets 1,500 individuals to agree to join this week's Link Lunch would have their own one-on-one interview on coffee with cello. And then lastly, the first individual that manages to get 2,500 minimum attendees that agree to attend Link Lunch this Thursday will get their own show here on LinkedIn. And obviously, meaning that I'm going to be sharing my platform and I'll be doing everything for you to get you on board. Now, you do enough of those. I've seen enough individuals and I could definitely give you some recommendations that managed to get their own LinkedIn Live. Does that say that I was the direct individual that helped them? No, but our collaboration, our exposure, my platform, allowing them to have an opportunity to speak and share their story was a contribution to them to be successful, to get their own LinkedIn Live. So that's something to consider. Now, many of you guys thinking, okay, well, how will you be able to track this, Marcello? That's a large number, 2,500, 1,500, 700. Easy. All you have to do is create your own event, right? You create your own event and you can say, we could, we could actually correspond via messenger, but essentially what you're going to be putting down is something very similar to our message or our events page. So you can say Link Lunch, help me win my own show, something like that, right? So then what you do, once you set that up, then you can start inviting individuals from your network to our show. Now, once we go live this Thursday, you take the link from the live show and post it in your event page. Now, everyone that you invited will be able to connect to the event and watch the networking event at that point. And I can easily see the number of individuals that you managed to have agreed to attend. And that's how we're going to be able to do it. So now, let me take a look what's going on in the chat. Let me know what you guys thinking about this idea. So let's take a look here. So we got my lady Michelle's in the house. What's going on, Michelle? All the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. Thank you very much for joining us today. I appreciate that. We got Team Live in the house. My dude, Don. What's up, dude? It's been a minute. Thank you very much for stopping by. I appreciate that. And we got here, Michelle, Chad. That's pretty cool. That's awesome. Small world. And then see here, Marcello want to try remote. Yeah, it's not try. Take that word out of here. I will be doing remote producing. That's the better way to put it. So my mindset. And let's see here. And tagging decision. All right, that's awesome. I need to know more about that. And let me see what else we have here. And then Michelle says, I don't want a Lyme to complaint. I don't like to complain, but the worst neighbors in America finally got evicted after 1 month. Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. I appreciate that. Now, the way this is going to work now, I'm going to show you right now quite briefly. And if you need help, there's enough videos online how to set up your own event. So I'm going to show you right now how easy it is to create your own event. I got hairs all over the place sticking out. It's crazy. All right. All right, so let me bring up a page right now, and let me see what else we got in. Now, let me ask you guys that are watching live, what do you guys think about that idea? Do you like it? Give me a thumbs up. You're curious, like, I'm not sure. Or just tell me in the comments. I love it. I like it. I'm not sure. Tell me more. And then tell me more. What do you need to know more? So if you say in the comments, tell me more. What are you unsure of or unclear that you need clarification on? I'll be more than happy to provide it. Rather than telling you more, it's almost like the story. We got to the last page, and you'll say, "Dad, tell me more of the story." I said, "Well, we got to the end of the book." I mean, that means we're gonna look into another book at this point. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. All right, so let's take a look here now. Let me show you how you can actually set up your own event. So I'm going to bring up my profile right now. So give me 1 second. All right, so here we go. So I'm bringing up the page now. All right. And let me know in the comments right now. I'm bringing up the page. Please let me know in the comments if you can see it. Say, yes, we can see it. So I can make sure you guys can see it because I've been having some issues with that. So please let me know in the comments. Yes, we can see it. No, you cannot. So let me know before I go any further. So thank you guys. And also let me know what you guys think about the idea. I see that Chad already said it's an awesome idea. I appreciate that. And Chad, so again, and to everyone, if you guys are up to doing this, let me know in the comments right here in the live comments. If you're watching a replay, let me know in the comments as well. I accept your challenge. So, and it could be anyone. Obviously, you're going to be shooting to have your own show. So regardless, you don't have to tell me which one you're shooting for. You just have to say, I accept your challenge. And then obviously everyone's going to want to be the first one to get 2,500 people to come to LinkedIn Live, linked lunch. Now, okay, then before I go further, I want to qualify these numbers. And I know some of you guys might be thinking, well, Marcello, that's great. I'm going to be inviting 700 people. Okay, Marcello, that's great. I'm going to be inviting 1,500 people. Okay, Marcello, I think that's great. I'm going to be inviting 2,500 people. That's great. I don't think that can be done. That number just too darn high. What are you talking about, Willis? Well, the fact is, I have achieved those numbers. Look at previous linked lunches. Just put hashtag linked lunch. And you go into those event pages, take a look how many people have accepted to join, to be a part of the show. And now what that means is, I'm not talking about watching it live because I'm realistic. I'm not thinking that 2,500 individuals are going to be watching it live. I'm not a Gary V. Daryl Perry with the bow tie. He's not no Gary V. However, we aspire to be to that point, obviously. But the fact is, I have achieved those numbers all by myself. I've invited over 800 people any given week. I've had over 1,200 individuals on a regular basis accept the event. And 2,500, yeah, that's a stretch goal. That's going to allow you to have your own show. So is it possible? Yes. I know the cap to have people, the invitation cap, I've reached it. It's at 3,500 individuals. I've invited over 3,500 individuals. Yes, I have. So I know the number that the cap that you reached. So 2,500, that's no problem. So you guys can do it. So let me see in the comments if I have any additional comments. All right. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, Chad, I love it. You accept that challenge. I like that. That's what I'm talking about. Who else is going to accept that challenge? And let me see what else we have. Yes, I can see. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. So I guess we're good to go. So now here we go. So this is your standard page. Right now, this is my first page right here. All right. You come down here and you look at events, right? And you see groups. Now, this is a section that I want you to focus on, and I'm going to zoom into that right now. And I don't want the show to be too long, so I'm going to make sure to keep this brief. Okay, here we go. And let me go into back to the live, make sure you can see it. Perfect. Okay, so here we are right now. Right here in the events section, you see there's a little plus sign. you click on that right there. That's where you create an event. So Chad, like you said, you accept this challenge. These are the steps that you're going to have to take. So for instance, this is the event page that I'm talking about that I want people to attend. Right now we have, let me see here, we have 188 people that agreed to attend. And really it's 186 because, you know, you take me and Daryl Perry out. So 188 individuals that accepted to attend. So that's what I mean by that. That's the number I'm referring to, and that's where I'll be looking. So 700 is the first tier, 1,500 is the second, and the third tier is 2,500. That's where the number is going to be. So you come over here and you can type in Link Lunch Networking Live or Live Networking, and you could, you know, or you can name it whatever you want to, whatever you think is going to be able to get people to come to your event. But I think it might be best in this case, or quite frankly, let's keep some sort of cohesion. Have somewhere in your title linked lunch. Link lunch, and obviously you could then describe it whichever you want to call it. But key thing, linked lunch. So hashtag linked lunch. So I'm going to copy this event right now, and I'm going to post it right now in the chat. So right now when you see this in the replay, or you're watching this on the live, you're actually going to see the link right now. So you can click on that link. So that's the page that you're going to be posting in your event that you're creating. All right. So let's go back to how you create your event to make sure that you get your own LinkedIn live show. All right. So here we go. So we go into events, you click start or, you know, plus. Here we go. So you're going to type in link lunch. Or you can start it differently, but either way, somewhere in the event, link lunch. And you can say, that's what I wrote. You could make it your own, obviously. So now, in this case, obviously, this is a little bit different. I got this information down here. In your case, you're going to select your name here. This is our kind of setup. So we click, that would be, you will be the organizer, obviously. And you'll select, this is an online event. So I want to make sure you guys can watch it. Okay, perfect. I'm on the screen there. All right, so this is an online event. And here, the event that we're talking about, that's the link that you're going to be putting here or in a post when we go live on that day, which is this Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So it might work there or it may not. Either way, push on the shove, you'll create a post in the event to have people come to the live show. So here you come, select the time that you want the event, which in this case is going to be the 10th of September. And you're going to have that start at 12 p.m. Okay. And it's going to end at 1 p.m. Okay. Now, we're going to leave it Eastern Standard Time because that's a time zone, or in this case, wherever you're located, you select what time it is, right? But one thing I wanted to let you know, and this is kind of kooky, and I experienced this before, you may want to put down the time right here, you know, starts 12 p.m. Eastern. The reason why I bring that up is that when we first started doing these events, even though I selected the time here and I selected Eastern Standard Time, I still got individuals asking me, oh, I thought it started at 1 o'clock. Oh, I thought it started at 2 or what have you. For whatever reason, it didn't communicate to them. Even though I select Eastern Standard Time, it didn't show up. I don't know. So you may want to put in 12 p.m. Eastern just to make sure that everyone know what time the event starts. You could also say it again right here in the description. So you could type up whatever you want to do. So this, in this case, let me show you. You can say, hi guys, exclamation point. I need your help, period. Can you help me reach 2,500 attendees and accept to attend this show? So that's why let me put that. All right. So that's what I put. And that's just a little bit brief. I mean, if I've been muted to you on your guys, I chose to do speech to text. And that's the reason why you guys saw that little bit kooky on your end. This is something just brief, whatever you can make it. Obviously, your key thing is to make it compelling for them to actually accept it. That's the key thing. Or explain, or even put a link to previous link lunch shows so you could do that. And that's it. And afterwards, you hit create and you're done. See right now, I hit create. And now the event is going to be live. See right here, this is my sample event. You see this? And I'm saying I'm hosting this event. Blah, blah, blah. Help me win my own LinkedIn lunch. Would you attend? And when you hit post, boom, it's going to post and it's going to show up on your live, or it's going to show up in your whatever. You know what I'm talking about, your stream or your post. So it's going to come up live. That's the key thing. So that's how that works. That's how easy that is. And then what I recommend you to do is engage with your audience. If you ever attended any linked lunches in the past, you guys definitely know that I engage with my community throughout the entire week. So I'll show you here some previous linked lunches. I mean, I can bring this up just to give you an idea what you may want to do. So these are events. All right, so let's take a look here. This is a previous linked lunch. So here we go. See, now you can see here, I recommend individuals to post their intro video. You may want to do the same as well, because think about this. If you're going to have 2,500 individuals accepting your event, it'd be great for them to start networking within your event. So then by the time they come to ours, they already are warmed up. They're ready to interact with perfect strangers. And see here, this is a post that I did after the event was over, thanking everyone to attend. Right, and there's another one right after the show, welcoming and thanking everyone for attending. And here's a link to actually an after show. That's something a little bit different. And there's a link to the actual link lunch. So what do you guys think about that? You guys like it? You hate it? What do you guys think? So here we go. So now we got Michelle saying it is awesome. Thank you very much. She's not saying it's awesome. Chad is saying to Michelle that's awesome. And I got my dude, Senor. That's cool. 2 hours. Okay, I like that. That's pretty cool. Now I don't understand what you mean by 2 hours. I'm trying to see. I'm thinking I can't see it. Okay, that's interesting. I don't. Oh, and it's it. And Michelle says, I accept the challenge. Interesting. So we got 2 people that are going to be accepting the challenge personally. So I like that. So again, you saw the description how to do the live and how to do your own event. Mind you, you could do that for any kind of event that you want to do. Obviously, as you saw that. But in this case, for the purpose of the video, is how to win your own show. So let me know in the comments if you guys like that. If you don't, let me know what you guys will recommend. But for the purposes for this week and this event, those are the steps that I recommend. And those are the ones I can be following. Going forward, any other suggestions that you might have in the comments is something we could consider going forward. So, guys, thank you very much for joining me here on Coffee with Cello, episode 26. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for joining me. You guys have a wonderful evening. Take care. Bye-bye.